Thank you for joining the Wisconsin MBA admissions team for this virtual information session. Today, we're going to facilitate a deep dive into the Wisconsin Full-Time MBA Program by providing an introduction to our specialized full-time MBA and showing how our unique approach supports the career aspirations of our students. And with that, let's get started. The MBA program at the University of Wisconsin-Madison allows students to have a personalized MBA experience with all the resources of a large research university at their fingertips. Because of our specialized approach, students are able to build relationships that will last well beyond the end of business school. The Wisconsin network is extensive and ready to help you throughout all aspects of your professional career. One of the most significant traditions we have here at the University of Wisconsin-Madison is that of the Wisconsin idea. This is the ethos that the knowledge and experiences at the university should not just stay on campus, but rather they should impact the state, the country, and the world. This concept permeates the business school experience and lays the foundation for a collaborative community with a commitment to public service. The Wisconsin MBA program is also known for its strong return on investment. Our MBA has one of the highest return on investment among full-time MBA programs in the nation, according to U.S. News and World Report. Recent graduates reported a median starting base salary of almost $119,000 per year. 90% of our graduates secured positions within 3 months of graduation. Opportunities for graduate scholarships and fellowships, financial aid, and the favorable cost of living in Madison all contribute to the affordability of this program. Many students leave with little or no student loans thanks to generous support from our alumni and friends. Now, let's get into more about the program format. The full-time MBA at Wisconsin is a great option for both career enhancers and career switchers with no specific background required to be successful. I believe what makes us unique is that we employ a specialized approach to do this. Students choose one of 8 areas of specialization to really focus their studies, while at the same time receiving the general management training to help become a well-rounded business leader. When you focus your MBA in one of 8 specializations, you benefit from an intensive curriculum that combines foundational management education, specialized career preparation, and real-world consulting projects with industry leaders in your preferred area. You'll begin taking classes in your specialization right away, without the waiting period that many other programs might require. This immersive experience gives you the knowledge, skills, and confidence to land premier internships and make immediate contributions, while preparing you to move into positions of broad responsibility and influence. There are 8 specializations that we have for you to choose from. Our marketing specialization has 3 tracks: brand and marketing management, marketing analytics, and technology product marketing. Should you be more interested in finance, our specialization in corporate finance and investment banking is ranked among the top 50 programs in the world. The other specialization you might want to consider is our applied security analysis specialization. The Applied Securities program will equip you with the analytical skills and assessment management experience to become a leader in the investment industry. But if you'd rather apply financial concepts to other areas of business, you may want to consider the Real Estate MBA specialization, which is ranked number 6 among colleges and university real estate programs in the U.S., according to the U.S. News and World Report of 2023. And our risk management and insurance specialization is ranked the number 1 insurance program in the country. For an operations focus, our technology, strategy, and product management and supply chain management specialization are both STEM designated. STEM offers a unique way for international students to differentiate themselves in the marketplace. Both tech strategy and SCM, also known as supply chain management, enable you to become a leader of organizational and technological change. And lastly, you may want to consider strategic human resource management, which enables you to learn how to drive organizational strategies through insightful enterprise workforce management. Now I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Jen, and she is going to discuss what to do if you're uncertain about your area of interest.
Thanks, Allie. So what really happens if you're uncertain about your interests? So you can choose Still Exploring on the application and finalize your specialization of choice in the first semester. During that time, you'll work closely with the career management team and our centers to explore your true interests and professional goals, and then you'll have to choose your specialization by the end of that first semester. So our MBA curriculum integrates a strong foundation in general management with highly focused preparation in your chosen career field. You'll begin taking courses that support your interests right away. This early start on your specialization helps you achieve your full potential and makes your career management experiences even richer. The general management coursework focuses on the core tenets of business and allows you the flexibility to take your career in a variety of directions moving forward. So you can also enhance your career preparation by adding one or more graduate level certificates to your MBA program. Certificates are available at no additional tuition costs, and it is key to note each requires foundational academic coursework as well as advanced academic courses and electives. First, the Business Analytics Certificate offers the opportunity to build on the business perspective that you develop through your specialization coursework as you study business operations, communications, and decision-making. We all know that entrepreneurship plays a vital role in global economic growth and bringing new technologies and services to society. Whether you plan to lead or be part of a team with this certificate, you'll learn to imagine opportunities and take action to create value through new ventures. Strategic innovation is crucial to the organizations that depend on creativity and the development of new products and services to compete in the marketplace. This certification focuses on creating social and economic value with existing organizations as opposed to startups. And finally, the certificate in Business, Environment, and Social Responsibility is designed for UW-Madison graduate students who want to broaden their understanding of sustainable business practices. This certificate provides the real-world skills and knowledge needed to manage enterprises that integrate economic, environmental, and social decision-making in their daily operations. Our students also engage in hands-on learning experiences that assist them in solving real-world business problems. This helps prepare you for the challenges you'll encounter in your career, boosts your leadership skills, and enhances your marketability. These learning opportunities are woven throughout the 2-year curriculum. Some prepare you for the workplace by involving you in cross-functional teams. Others give you a true insider's perspective by engaging you in an in-depth project in your area of specialization. Our MBA program will also prepare you to lead. Strong leaders are adept at solving problems creatively, influencing and leading, managing under pressure, and thinking beyond their own personal gain for the greater good. Today's employers seek out individuals who demonstrate these qualities. Through the Ignite program, you'll explore the meaning of leadership and develop new skills in 3 critical areas: for you as an individual, in a team setting, and organizational leadership. The heart of the Ignite program is a series of workshops and seminars delivered over the course of 2 intensive week-long sessions in the first year of the MBA program. This approach weaves leadership, career, and communication topics into the program, complementing the curriculum and providing you with the professional skills that will increase your effectiveness throughout your career. So career management is also fully integrated throughout your Wisconsin MBA education. Your customized career guidance begins the summer before you arrive. You'll be at the center of a team that hones understanding soft skills to set you apart in your job search and in your career. Here's where you can really begin to see the advantages of specialization. Your career coach will work with you to develop a career plan centered around your goals that takes advantage of the wealth of industry knowledge and connections in your specialization, as well as the resources of our top-ranked business school and the greater university. The Wisconsin MBA program equips you with the portfolio of skills, experiences, and specialized knowledge that will propel your career forward. Employers value the holistic preparation our students received, and as a result, Wisconsin MBA graduates are highly recruited by Fortune 500 corporations, mid-size and small companies, startup firms, and nonprofit organizations. One common misconception about this program is that the majority of our graduates live and work in and around Madison after graduation. This really isn't true. Wisconsin MBA graduates work all across the United States in a variety of different industries. So now let's take a few moments to talk about the community at the Wisconsin School of Business. Our MBA students are immersed in a collaborative, engaged community that makes for a rich MBA experience inside and outside of the classroom. Students often form strong friendships based not only on common interests, but also on shared experiences. It's helpful to first learn a little more about your potential classmates. On the screen is our class profile for the class of 2024. On average, this class is 28 years old with 5 years of professional work experience. 38% of these students come from countries other than the US, 31% are women, and 21% identify as an underrepresented population. The student profile will give you a sense of how your application compares with the larger applicant pool, and perhaps determine some unique identifiers in your candidacy for business school. Students in the Wisconsin MBA also enjoy the added enrichment of being part of a diverse community where inclusion is a shared value. This provides an opportunity to learn both in and out of the classroom from different perspectives. By developing cultural competence, students prepare to be effective team members, managers, and leaders in their companies and communities. The MBA program is proud of the accomplishments of its students and their unique paths to business school. And the school is affiliated with several organizations who also have a commitment to equity and inclusion in business and business school. So we are a Forte sponsor school. Forte provides support for women at all stages of their careers to enhance their business acumen. Forte strives to increase the number of women applying to and enrolling in MBA programs by providing educational opportunities, networking and mentoring events, as well as professional conferences. University of Wisconsin-Madison was one of 3 founding members of the Consortium for Graduate Study in Management, a nonprofit organization that has promoted diversity in education and business for more than 50 years. The consortium provides a diversity network linking top-tier students, MBA programs, and leading corporations. Through our membership in the consortium, students of color at the Wisconsin School of Business have numerous opportunities to position themselves for leadership, connect with employers, and network with influential leaders. The Wisconsin MBA program also partners with Reaching Out MBA, or RAMBA, to offer students access to a wide range of leadership activities and resources. RAMBA's singular purpose is to empower LGBTQ+ students to become professionals who will lead the way to equality in business education, in the workplace, and throughout society. And finally, as a yellow ribbon school, University of Wisconsin-Madison has an agreement with the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs to supplement the post-9/11 GI Bill when needed. Jointly, UW-Madison and the VA cover the non-resident fees for those students who do not already qualify for in-state tuition and fees under the post-9/11 GI Bill. This helps make the cost of the Wisconsin MBA much more affordable. So if you haven't had the opportunity to visit Madison before, here's an awesome photo of it. Madison consistently ranks among the country's best places to live, and with good reason. Here you'll find vibrant arts, entertainment, cultural, and recreational options, combined with a down-to-earth attitude that makes the city easy to enjoy. There's plenty to do here year-round, both in the city and on campus. Big Ten sports energize the community, and residents enjoy outdoor recreation in all 4 seasons. Best of all, while the quality of life in Madison is exceptional, the cost of living is moderate. This contributes to an MBA education that is both enlightening and affordable. Arts, entertainment, and culture all thrive here, with both large and small venues hosting concerts, plays, art exhibits, festivals, and street fairs. The selection of restaurants and eateries in the greater Madison area is remarkably diverse, ranging from food carts to gourmet restaurants and everything in between. So now that you've learned about the Wisconsin MBA program, you might be wondering what your next steps could look like. I'm happy to identify a few things to continue your MBA research process. First, you can schedule a personalized campus visit, virtual or in person, or consultation. You can visit our website for that information. You can also meet us on the road. Throughout the year, we'll be in various cities around the country, either personally or virtually. Check out our website for a full list of our travel schedule. Listen to podcasts and webinars just like this one. This can be a great way to review the material we covered after the fact. And lastly, apply. Start an application and work through the application requirements at your own pace. So I'm now going to invite Hallie back to the conversation. We're both going to turn on our videos. And then feel free to use the Q&A icon and put your questions in.
Yes. Hello, everyone. I did pop the link for setting up the consult into the chat. So that's the Once Hub link that you'll see there. So if you're interested in setting up a one-on-one consult, go ahead and copy that over into your browser. And then also the Spotify link that Jen mentioned for all of our podcasts and webinars.
Yes, and I do see a question asking to show the class profile slide again. I'm actually just going to put the link for that in the chat because it has far more information we can put on a slide. Hallie, can you read the next question?
Yeah, sure. So the next question, I'm an international student from India, interested in corporate finance and investment banking specialization. Is there a way to graduate with a STEM degree with a specialization in corporate finance and investment banking? So unfortunately, our corporate finance investment banking is not STEM designated. The only two specializations with the STEM designated are the tech strategy product management and the supply chain specializations.
Okay, see a few questions in the chat. So they would like to ask about the GRE requirements for the STEM MBA. So for all of our full-time MBA, you're applying to the full-time MBA, and then you'll select your specialization. Our two STEM programs, tech strategy and product management and supply chain management, both have a slightly higher than our average GMAT and GRE scores because they're highly competitive, especially with international students. So I would say, you're going to really want to be focusing on the quantitative section of your GRE, but there is no set minimum GRE required score. You can look on our website for the averages. And then also related to that, which of the STEM MBA programs are available to international students? All of them. International students can apply to any of our specializations, regardless if they're STEM or not. We have students across all of our 8 specializations. It's really dependent on what your pathway is, what you're interested in, what you want your career to be in, and you should be choosing that. If you can't tell us why you want that specific specialization and you're choosing it just because it's STEM, that's going to come out in the interview in your essays, and it's not going to help you during the admissions process. So really choose the specialization that is best for you.
Okay, now I'm going to pop over to the Q&A section where it asks, how soon after admission deadline will decisions usually be communicated? And how soon after that will deposits be required? So we really do, consider your application as it comes in. We don't necessarily wait till the deadline to consider applications. And so it varies, but I would say you would probably have a decision within potentially 5 to 6 weeks after you submit. Obviously at the deadlines, we have a larger number of applications coming in, so it might take a bit longer to get through applications then. But as soon as you get your decision, if you are accepted into the program or admitted into the program, you have a few weeks to accept that offer. And at that point, the deposit would be due. But that deposit goes then towards your first semester of tuition, then once you begin matriculation. Hopefully that answered your question.
I'll add to, if you apply earlier, you'll have more time to put your deposit down. And if you apply later, you'll have less. Okay, so can you share some statistics with respect to outcomes of international students and specifically? I'm guessing you mean career outcomes. I unfortunately don't have those. The career team doesn't give them to us that way. Most of our STEM most of our international students do sit in the STEM specializations which both have very high employment statistics, but we don't necessarily have a specific breakdown of international career outcomes.
Can international students apply during the first round? And then how can one get an application fee waiver, if any? So yes. The answer to that is, of course, you can apply in the first round if you have all your application materials ready to go, but we do not offer application fee waivers at all. So unfortunately, that one is a no.
Keep in mind that our first round is an early bird round. So September 28th is our first deadline, but that is considered early bird. So the idea behind that is you will either get denied or accepted. There is no waitlist decisions in that, and you should be pretty set on the schools you want to apply to. Our true first open deadline that anyone can apply to, where we start seeing a higher influx of applications, is November 1st. And then I guess related to the early decision, when does an applicant receive the results if you apply for the early decision deadline? I believe by the mid-November this year is the goal. I don't have the exact date in front of me, but like I said, that decision is usually admit or deny. There is no waitlist decisions for that.
Okay, so this next question, slide didn't mention whether you require official transcripts, GRE, and degree as part of the application requirements. So the application requirements are listed pretty clearly on our website. The application isn't currently live yet for fall of 2024. It will be coming online very soon, though, for you to start your application. But yes, you would need copies of your transcripts. You would need a GRE or a GMAT score if your degree is not from a US institution. And yes, that official transcript then would come later. So these are fine for application, but if you're admitted into the program, we do need that official transcript before you begin classes, but we'll communicate those details as that date gets closer.
Average GRE score, the reason it's not on our website is we don't have enough data points. Post out data, you have to have a certain number of students. Most of our students still take the GMAT. So because there's not enough students choosing to take the GRE, we can't publish a average GRE score. Typically, quantitative section well over 65% on the quant is going to be really important. I would say honestly even higher than that, especially if you're applying for the STEM specializations.
Other than free tuition, what are the other requirements for the certification courses? Academic hours required, etc.
The certificates fill your electives. So they are free tuition because you're already paying tuition that semester. They're not free. So they fill your electives. So they are a traditional 3-credit class that you would complete at any other point in your program, or a specialization class. You can just use your electives to fill a certificate, is essentially how it works. Some of them may have additional work outside of the classroom, like specific experiences you have to have or experiences you have to complete on campus, but they are traditional courses. So they are part of the actual curriculum.
All right, next question. Do companies come for online recruitment for international students? And if yes, what companies have come over the last few years? So we have a number of companies that come to campus for recruitment, and a number of them do recruit international students. Specifically, which ones have recruited international students in the last few years? Again, as Jen said earlier, we don't have that specific information, but we have companies like Microsoft, Google, Intuit, Meta, Danaher, and all those companies have obviously an international presence. Have they hired our international students in the last few years? Quite possibly, but we don't have that specific data at this point.
Do most graduates stay in the Midwest after graduation? No. Unless you have a tie to the Midwest, a lot of students are going to the coast. So either East Coast or West Coast, especially with finance and tech being two of our largest specializations. You see a lot of people go to the coast.
Next question, is there a campus investment banking recruiting, and do I wait until September when application opens to fill out the GMAT waiver? Jen, do you want to take that one?
Center for Corporate Finance and Investment Banking does have an investment banking track, and that is an early recruiting process. So that actually typically starts in the summer before you even are getting on campus. So because of that, it may not be as in person as some of our other ones because you're not even here yet. But they do bring employers on in the fall and spring for any other positions that are open. For the GMAT GRE waiver, upload your resume and your transcripts.
How many letters of recommendation do you recommend? And does UW-Madison have a preference for who writes that letter of recommendation? So yeah, I mean, you have to do at least one. We see 2 pretty often. 2 is the max. So I see 2 pretty often, and typically it is a current or a very recent supervisor. Even if there's 2, it's usually a current or very recent supervisor. And the reason for that is they can speak to the roles and responsibilities that you have in your current or recent position, your leadership potential, your ability to lead teams and work independently as well as in teams. And so a lot of the questions in that recommendation form, ask questions around, things that you're currently doing or have recently done in your professional roles. And so that's why we tend to like to see a supervisor or a direct manager as opposed to maybe a professor that you had or something like that.
Professors, when you're removed and you have work experience, don't make great recommenders. Like they might remember what grade you got in the class, but usually that's all they remember at that point. So definitely use people from your professional experience. Our international applicants weighted equally for scholarship consideration, particularly for full scholarships and or graduate assistantships. All of our candidates are weighted equally. I will say each center has their own bucket of money. They only, there is only so large of a pool. January 10th is our preferred priority deadline for merit aid. So you really, if you want a strong package, you really want to be in by that January 10th deadline. After that, the pool is significantly smaller. I will state graduate assistantships are not given that often at admission. They are typically applied for in the spring semester of your first year for your second year of the MBA program. So you are usually applying for those. Your admissions offer for merit is typically only for your first year.
All right, next question. Do you need to submit an official GMAT score via GMAC, or would an unofficial test report suffice from the application's perspectives?
We do eventually get the official report. If you haven't gotten the percentage yet or the percentile yet, that's okay. You want to make sure your score is truly matching your official score report, because you will eventually have to submit it.
So Jennifer, you're saying we're going to verify it with the official
We are.
score. And if they don't match, that's not going to be a good thing. Okay,
Yes.
That makes total sense.
So what percentage of admits use the GMAT waiver? So I'm going to state the only people who can take the GMAT waiver are individuals who have completed a U.S. regionally accredited bachelor's degree with 2 years of professional experience. Professional experience is typically post-undergraduate, and it has to be full-time, if you're a non-traditional student, that's different. But traditional student, post-undergraduate, full-time experience. So, we're based on our class profile between 30 and 40% international. The students aren't taking the GMAT waiver. I would say maybe 60 to 70% of our domestic candidates do take it. So a good percentage, but our legal team has set qualifications for that, and we don't move from those. So if you don't have a U.S. accredited degree, you unfortunately will have to submit a GMAT or GRE.
And the GMAT is actually being redone, and the GRE. They're being redone to be shorter versions this fall. So if you haven't read about that, you can go on the GMAT website and read all about how the test is actually going to change. And it's a shorter version. So maybe a little, I'm not going to say easier, but not as long.
I'd say less stressful day of.
Less stressful. Yes. Okay. I want to know if there are graduate assistant positions available. So we do have graduate assistant positions. Some of them get awarded at time of admission, but essentially in year 2, if you want a graduate assistantship with a professor, we are often able to accommodate those. So you would have to apply once you get here.
Yes. And I will say it is an application process. It is not guaranteed to anybody. You do apply and interview for those positions to be put into the class that matches your skill set.
For a career switcher from sales to consulting or product management, how impactful would it be to take up a specialization such as tech strategy, product management? Elaborate on experience of students who are switching their careers, and how does the school help in facilitating the switch? Okay, this is kind of a career management question.
Yeah, so about 50% of our students, actually, I think higher probably coming this year, are career switchers. So it's a good proportion of our students. The benefit of the specialization is it's going to give you knowledge that you didn't have. It's a deep dive into that area. If you want to go into consulting, tech strategy actually has a consulting path. It also has a tech path, and it also has a healthcare path. So if you're set on one of those areas, I would look into that, because it's really going to give you those connections in the industry and really help you develop the skills that the industry wants to break into that. Our career coaching is both in the office and in the center. So you'll be able to interact with employers through applied learnings, different career fairs, on-campus interviews. We bring students to career fairs. We do different career treks into cities. There are so many opportunities to interact with employers that are given to you by the school, whether it's the career team or your specialization, that if you are set on that is my field, you really should choose that specialization.
Good answer. Okay, so similar to the question about GMAT scores, Jen, are IELTS and TOEFL scores, are the unofficial test scores okay for the application as well? Okay.
Yes,
So
an exact same thing.
We're going to verify. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So you can type those in just the same. If you did graduate from an international school that was taught in English, you can put a TOEFL waiver request into your application.
Okay, and here it looks like our last question. Are part-time employment opportunities available on campus? Absolutely. There are opportunities to work in different offices. Right here in our graduate admissions office, we hire part-time people, but also, in other schools on campus, having different, food service opportunities, clerical, administrative opportunities. In addition to the graduate assistantships that Jen talked about earlier, but also then off campus, which we're like, if you're not familiar with Madison, we are right in the middle of Madison. So if you want a part-time job at a coffee shop or a part-time job, checking in people at a health club for, maybe 5 hours a week, you can do a lot of different things very close to campus that you don't need to have a vehicle for.
We did get one more question. And
One
so
more.
what are some of the renowned professors that are teaching courses part of the tech strategy track? I am going to state this, that our core faculty on top of all the specializations are phenomenal. Like, we have one of the top ranked accounting professors who teaches across our MBA programs, who is, I don't know, Hallie, do you agree? Probably the most beloved professor of all of our students. He is getting awards left and right. But in all of our specializations, people like N.O. Seamson, who teaches in tech strategy in the Erdman Center, marketing has some really strong new professors coming in that worked in industry, and all of our specializations have or are developing advisory boards. So not only are you learning from professors who are academics or potentially worked in industry, you have direct connection to all these industry professionals through your center.
And the
There's a lot of
experiential learning where we're bringing industry professionals into the classroom. So in addition to our faculty are teaching the class, we also bring in industry professionals for case competitions and just, different involvement that the students have in real world projects in every specialization, not just tech strategy, but across specializations. You're going to get a lot of that experiential learning right here on campus.
One more thing, Hallie, all of our students do a consulting practicum in the core too. So that is a requirement.
A lot of great questions today. Thank you so much for the interactive session, everyone. We want to leave with just a few contact information pieces for you. I think you're aware that you can contact Jen or I at any time, probably by searching us online, but you can also just email this general MBA mailbox, which is listed on your screen. Also calling us at 608-262-4000. So with that, thank you very much for your attention today, and we look forward to reviewing your application soon.
Thank you, everyone.